Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what is it about you that takes people's breath away. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile. So for pile number 1, we have black tourmaline. And we have the 8 of air. For pile number 2, we have this gold cat's eye. And we have the 2 of earth. And for pile number 3, we have the shell. And we have the 4 of water. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be a pile for today. But of course, if you are drawn to more than one pile, there may be more messages there for you. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this black tourmaline crystal and the 8 of air, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what is it about you that takes people's breath away. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We're going to be using the Good Tarot today, as well as the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. But before we get started and get into your reading, I'd just like to thank and give a quick word to today's sponsorship, Keen. Many of you have asked me recently for personal readings, but unfortunately I'm not available for any right now. So I have brought you the next best thing, Keen. Keen connects you with gifted psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers like myself who are available 24 hours a day. So you can always get a reading whenever it suits you. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. These readers each have unique specialties designed to provide a deeper understanding of your situation. You can choose whichever reader best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. Getting confirmation or a second opinion from someone who can give you a straightforward answer is always best. And as a tarot reader, I can tell you that it is very hard reading tarot for myself sometimes, as sometimes it doesn't make sense or is unclear. So even I resort to Keen. So let me tell you a little bit about some of my recent experience on Keen. I asked about my love life with my person. She explained to me how devoted he is and that our connection is only getting stronger and better, helping us to build a strong foundation that will only deepen moving into the holidays. She also mentioned us making future plans together no later than February, lol. But we've already started, so I'm very excited to see what unfolds then. She also mentioned that he's very loyal towards the ones he loves and that he doesn't even know what he did to get so lucky to be with me. She mentioned that I changed his world and that he feels like a little kid around me, which is so cute. Lastly, she said that she can see me getting married with him in the future and us having a home together where everyone will always gather together. The love reading I got was very beautiful and sweet, and every detail mentioned was so accurate and on point. Though you can get any type of reading from these readers depending on what you are looking for. I'm so grateful for the reading I got from Keen through their amazing and gifted psychic tarot readers. That's why it's still best to get a personal psychic reading, because it is directed only to your energies. Now here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is up to $99 in savings. Go to trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description to save big on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this beautiful opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So, getting back to your reading. Now let's take a look at what cards you have. So let's start out with your tarot cards. So what is it about my pile, number ones, that takes people's breath away? We have the Hierophant showing up first, well, second. Spirit guides of my pile, number ones. What is it about them that takes people's breath away? We have the Ace of Water. We have the Moon. We have the World. What is it about my pile, number ones, that takes their breath away? The Star. The Nine of Water. The Three of Air. And we have the Chariot. I already love your cards that have come out. I can't wait to look into it. At the back of the deck, we have the Nine of Air. So now let's get one oracle card from here. So spirit guides in my pile, number ones. What is it about them that takes people's breath away? So we have Labradorite with South Node and Boundaries, card 21. I'm noticing this card also wants to pop out, alignment. So I think I'm just going to take it, because I think it goes with the message. I'll fix it in a minute. We have healing at the back of the deck with Chiron. So what is it about you that takes people's breath away, my pile, number ones? So I first want to mention some things I see here about your physical appearance and then the rest about you in general. I did get some messages clairvoyantly too that I wrote down, so I'll just organize my thoughts. What I'm seeing here first. So I'm seeing something about you being quite mysterious. And I think that takes people's breath away because you not only have this mysterious vibe and aura, but it makes people very curious, like wanting to get to know you. So as I look at these two cards, they're both wearing masks, and it's taking me back to the Cinderella story with Hilary Duff. I think it's that movie. Well, it's a Cinderella story, but that plays Hilary Duff in it. And you know how in that movie she basically plays as Cinderella, and then later on she goes to the masquerade ball, and I think she's wearing a mask if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I'm thinking of another movie, but I think she's wearing a mask, and he kind of wants to see who she is. And I'm getting this vibe of you. And that movie is significant. I'll tell you why as I read your cards. I see you being someone that has this vibe of mystery to you, that people want to uncover who you are, that people want to know who you are. And we'll talk more about that movie in a bit as I analyze your cards and look through it, because I see kind of like a story here. In terms of other things I see you have an amazing sense of fashion style that takes people's breath away each time. And I really think there's something here too about the shoes you wear, because Spirit was showing me shoes, high heels, but But Spirit is also showing me ballerina flats. So I don't know if some of you, do ballet or have done ballet in the past. That's just a specific message for someone here. Or if some of you dance or are creative in some way, that could take people's breath away. But really, what I'm really picking up on is your fashion style and your shoes. Regardless of the shoes you wear, regardless of the fashion style you have, people just really like that aesthetic you have. I'm also seeing what's breathtaking about you is there's something about your body here too. Like people really admire your body from afar, and you're showing up as the star here, the moon, and this card shows and depicts an angel. So you have this kind of like angelic, out of this world type of look to you. That's what I'm really getting from the moon and the eight of air with all these angel wings. Like you have this angelic, out of this world look to you. Maybe some of you could even embody some siren energy with the nine of water, kind of like, how a siren lures people in, and I guess that could be breathtaking in some way. There's something hypnotic about your appearance where people just want to stare. And I think with a star, you shine bright, you have a lot of light, and you're someone that's noticed. A lot of people want to stare at you. You're someone that stands out in some way. And I think people often see you as a rare gem in some way. I'll explain more into that, but also your physical appearance could have a uniqueness to it. There's a little bit of a wish factor to your physical appearance. Like you may get people of the same gender wish to look like you or wish to have a life like you. There's something about that here with the Nine of Water, because the Nine of Water is all about wish fulfillment. And a lot of you may listen and be like, why? Why would they want to be like me? But you never know. Some people would be like, oh, I wish I had pal number one's hair. Or, oh, I wish I had pal number one's home. Or, oh, I wish I had pal number one's fashion style, like because they're so creative or they're so unique or they just know how to look put together, or pal number one has such a nice body. I wish I looked like them. And that's in that sense, I see that message there. And that's kind of breathtaking. I see you having this type of physical appearance, like when you walk into the room or when you go anywhere, it it shocks people in some way, but in the best possible way. And what I'm really noticing here is these crowns on these birds here. So you could also have this regal energy to you in the way that you are that makes people kind of put you a little bit on a pedestal. People could, especially like romantically, people could want to treat you like a king or a queen, um, and kind of just treat you like royalty, or people could see you a little bit more like royalty in that sense. I'm really, really getting this otherworldly experience with you because I'm kind of seeing you being on Earth, and it kind of feels like a fish out of water. It kind of feels a little bit out of your element. But I think if we look at it from a spiritual lens, I think you've experienced many lifetimes in other places, if you believe in that, rather than just Earth. Other dimensions too, if you believe in that. That I think Earth is something new to you. Maybe not new. Perhaps you've had like lifetimes here, but I don't think Earth is maybe your favorite to incarnate in. Though what I will say is Earth holds a key to learning a lot of lessons to your soul's perspective. If we look at it from more of a higher perspective, Earth gives you a key to understanding higher perspectives and lessons when it comes to the more density here, the harsher lessons like Saturn energy I'm picking up on, unlocking gifts and learning to use them in more of a physical world, if that makes sense. Unlocking knowledge. And also evolution I'm picking up on, like your soul feels it evolves on Earth, but I think in terms of favorites, I'm seeing an alien clairvoyantly. I'm probably part of this pile. I'm seeing an alien clairvoyantly that's like, Earth is ghetto. So it's kind of like that type of vibe. That's how your soul kind of looks at Earth. Some of you may not resonate with this, but I'm seeing that for some of you. So you have this very otherworldly type of look and beauty to you, but also energy to you in your soul. And I think this goes with part of your reading, like Earth being a key to higher types of lessons and evolution in terms of your soul's growth. With the South Node here, it's interesting that past lives are coming up because we have the South Node here, and the South Node is all about our past lives. It's all about looking into who we were in the past or in our past lives and what we have already mastered. The Hierophant tells me that you're an evolved soul that likes to learn higher types of lessons, even if it's not fun for you to experience them in the moment as your human self. It's like your soul likes to learn those higher lessons because it upgrades you in some way, in a very huge way. I'm seeing it like it almost gives your soul a little bit of a power up. I'm seeing Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if someone here likes Dragon Ball Z, but if not, that's okay. But I'm seeing a vision of, when one of them gets hurt and they're in a fight, and then all of a sudden, after they get hurt, they upgrade very quickly and they become a more powerful version of themselves. I'm seeing that kind of like, and sometimes the harsh lessons we go through really upgrade us very fast, give us a glow up very fast. Just like how, people on TikTok will be like, after I break up, I'll get my glow up. It's kind of like that energy. But in terms of the soul and evolution. So the South Node is all about looking at our past lives and the lessons we've already mastered. So I feel like you have already mastered many lessons within your lifetime. I feel like each time it's not easy. Some of you may actually have Saturn placements like Aquarius or Capricorn, but if not, that's okay. I'm also picking up on a lot of Cancer energy and water energy too, and air energy too. So, what I was saying there was, I feel like your soul has experienced a lot of harsh lessons within multiple lifetimes, not just this one. And when we look at the South Node, your past lives, you've evolved a lot. You've mastered a lot of lessons, and that makes you very wise within this lifetime where people see you as ahead of your time. People see you as very wise in a way where it's shocking to others, where it's breathtaking to others in a way because it's like how do you just know this much? How are you this emotionally intelligent? How are you this evolved? And it kind of feels like people sort of look at you. I'm being taken back to school and like when you're graduating and you see that one kid in school get A pluses and maybe you got like a C, it's almost like people are looking at you as if you got A pluses in terms of life lessons and evolving through that, and they just got a C. Does that make sense? I don't know why the messages are coming through like this, but each time I see you going through a lot of pressure, and that pressure forms you into the diamond as we see here. It's not easy since we have the Earth Star chakra. It rocks your world, but it teaches you to ground within the chaos around you. So I think that may be some lessons you're learning in this lifetime, like learning to stay grounded, learning to stay calm, even when there is chaos around you in your world around you. And I feel like either in this lifetime or past lives, you've learned a lot to do with emotions and the subconscious mind and worries, anxieties, the mind, how the mind can sometimes make us worry even more than necessary. I see that. And I see lessons surrounding grounding and being true to ourselves, being authentic to ourselves, but also maybe some lessons surrounding relationships and how to have healthy boundaries with others in order to create a healthy relationships around us. So I'm seeing this message of maybe in your earlier life or just in your life in general in the earlier years, I see you maybe feeling a little bit more stuck in your connections, maybe having connections around you that did break your heart. You know, you could have gone through your fair share of heartbreak with the Three of Air. And heartbreak doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but whatever situations you went through. I feel a throat chakra release. It was teaching you to speak up for yourself more. It was teaching you to set certain boundaries more because I feel you're such a peaceful soul. You're such a loving soul. And you want to give love to everyone around you because you're showing up as the star here. So you know, the star shows up as the water bearer, Aquarius energy, but you don't have to be an Aquarius. And you know how the water bearer pours water. So it's like you pour into others, you really nurture others. But I think this lifetime was lessons surrounding boundaries and speaking your truth and finding your power within with the chariot. And I think because of these lessons you've learned, you got yourself unstuck through those lessons with the Hierophant and the Eight of Air. And the reason I say that, I love this Eight of Air. It's like the Eight of Swords, but we see this depiction of this angel at the top. And I almost imagine it as your angels, your guides, your higher self, pulling you out of that stuckness, divine intervention, and showing you to protect your peace, showing you to protect yourself more, protect your boundaries more. And as you've been able to do that, you've been able to create healthier connections with the Ace of Water here and the Pearl. You know, when I was closing my eyes, I also saw a cobra, and I take that as transformation, but maybe also you finding your power within, because cobras are kind of like big and scary, but to me. So it's like, I guess it's finding that powerful side of you within. I could be wrong, but maybe Google the spiritual meaning of that. I also saw a bouquet of roses and marriage cake, but you don't have to be married, but some of you could have gotten married and created healthier connections in your life. Maybe something about your marriage really took people's breath away. Like if it was a beautiful wedding, beautiful cake, beautiful dress, that's a specific message for some here, or your ring, something like that. That's going into maybe more superficial things people see, but I guess people see that. And it is a beautiful thing. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. It's that one day that a woman or a man gets to feel like this is our day, you know, and take pictures and do all of that. So I haven't gotten married yet, but I see I see the kind of message behind that. But for others of you that are not married, I see this energy of commitment because marriage is a representation of commitment. So with the cake, you know, you've maybe invited sweeter connections into your life. And the Ace of Water here shows a seahorse, and you know, the seahorse is a small creature, but it's actually very powerful. That's the message of the seahorse, and it teaches us to stay grounded even within chaos. So I think those are certain lessons you've learned. And the pearl here, this seahorse is holding, is a representation of fertility. So I see you creating healthier, more nurturing, sweeter connections in your life. Even here with the pomegranate, I'm getting this vibe of um, what is her name again? That goddess with the pomegranate. Oh, I need to check on Google. Oh, it symbolizes fertility. It has a strong association to Aphrodite, the goddess of love. And you know, she's a goddess of beauty in a sense where she's the most beautiful goddess of them all. So you could be seen as really beautiful with a Venusian energy. Almost like as if you're blessed by Aphrodite herself. Um, with beauty and love right now. But also There was another goddess I'm thinking of. I'm trying to find her. I think she's Hades' wife. Why can't I find her in Google? Oh, Persephone. And over her flies a plane. So it's like I'm getting so many messages here. Persephone, um, she's the queen of the underworld, but she also represents spring. So with the underworld, I take that as you've gone through hell and back in your lessons. It wasn't easy, but it shaked up your whole world and it taught you to rebuild that stability within. And I see you going on a healing journey with Chiron at the back of the deck, healing your own wounds. And, Chiron is the wounded healer as well. So keep that in mind. You could, after you heal those wounds, you could be able to extend that healing to others. So Persephone, she goes to the underworld, but she's also the representation of spring. So I see this energy of cycles, and you may be going through the cycle of going through hell and back, the underworld, going through your own shadow work, healing, but then coming out of that and going to spring, where springtime comes and things start to bloom in your life, things start to get more brighter in your life, things start to really come to fruition in your life, and fertility, things start to be created in your life. So I see this vibe of you creating healthier connections starting to bloom in your own life, and that's something that takes people's breath away, starting to be formed into a diamond after going through a lot of pressure within your own life. And now I see you creating this huge shift within your life with the Chariot, where you're no longer in that stuck place you were once before. The world is all about ending cycles, and it's ending cycles, subconscious wounds, emotional wounds, it's ending those kind of cycles to maybe even people, and shifting your energy in a way with the Chariot, going to a whole new place within your life, or within the way you react to things, within the way you are as a human being. I think you transformed in some way. And with the star, I see you not giving up hope. You're not giving up faith in your dreams with the nine of water, in your dreams with the star. Like your wishes, I see you not giving up hope in that, not giving up your faith in that. And even through those stuck moments, it's like that faith kind of also helped you get out of those situations, that hope. Not all will resonate with that, but some will. And I feel here with the star, it's like, how the star is the healing after the tower? I see that energy, but I also see you shining brighter than ever before and starting to accumulate a lot of your wishes within this lifetime. And even if you haven't gotten all your wishes yet, even if your life doesn't fully reflect what you wish it to be, what a lot of people see is how you've transformed, how you were once in that stuck place, and then you shifted your reality and went to another place that was much more brighter. And it relates to the story of Cinderella, because you know how she starts out and how she ends. She goes through a huge change that seems almost magical. So this is what takes people's breath away. If I look at more of the other aspects of visions I also saw the way you decorate your home. Something about that is coming through, like your furniture, the way you decorate your home. I saw something about guests, and like if guests ever come to your home, they feel very welcome. I'm seeing like towels in the bathrooms, and like for some of you, maybe guest beds, or just the way you're so welcoming to your guests. Like I'm also seeing food, and some of you really know how to cook or bake really well. Something about that is coming up very strongly. Like when I closed my eyes, I kept seeing cooking, baking. So that could also take people's breath away. But I also feel like you're just such a sweet soul. And most importantly, this huge shift you've gone through in your life, these huge lessons you've learned, and how you've changed your whole life around. So this is what I see in your reading on what is it about you that takes people's breath away. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose this golden cat's eye crystal and the two of earth, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what is it about you that takes people's breath away. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We're going to be using the Good Tarot as well as the Astral Realms Oracle deck. But before I get started with your reading, I'd just like to thank and give a quick word to today's sponsorship, Keen. Many of you have asked me recently for personal readings, but unfortunately I'm not available for any right now. So I have brought you the next best thing, Keen. Keen connects you with gifted psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers like myself who are available 24 hours a day. So you can always get a reading whenever it suits you. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. These readers each have unique specialties designed to provide a deeper understanding of your situation. You can choose whichever reader best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. Getting confirmation or a second opinion from someone who can give you a straightforward answer is always best. And as a tarot reader, I can tell you that it is very hard reading tarot for myself sometimes, as sometimes it doesn't make sense or is unclear. So even I resort to Keen. So let me tell you a little bit about some of my recent experience on Keen. I asked about my love life with my person. She explained to me how devoted he is and that our connection is only getting stronger and better, helping us to build a strong foundation that will only deepen moving into the holidays. She also mentioned us making future plans together no later than February, lol. But we've already started, so I'm very excited to see what unfolds then. She also mentioned that he's very loyal towards the ones he loves and that he doesn't even know what he did to get so lucky to be with me. She mentioned that I changed his world and that he feels like a little kid around me, which is so cute. Lastly, she said that she can see me getting married with him in the future and us having a home together where everyone will always gather together. The love reading I got was very beautiful and sweet, and every detail mentioned was so accurate and on point. Though you can get any type of reading from these readers depending on what you are looking for. I'm so grateful for the reading I got from Keen through their amazing and gifted psychic tarot readers. That's why it's still best to get a personal psychic reading because it is directed only to your energies. Now here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is up to $99 in savings. Go to trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description to save big on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this beautiful opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your reading. So let's start with your tarot cards. So spirit guides on my pile number twos. Spirit guides on my pile number twos. What is it about my pile number twos that takes people's breath away? So we have the Six of Water showing up second. We have the Four of Air. We have the Queen of Water. We have the Seven of Air. We have the Five of Air. We have the Ten of Air. What is it about my pile twos that takes people's breath away? We have the Magician. And we have the Empress. Interesting. So some of pile number one's cards wanted to pop out. Some of you may relate to pile one. There is a similarity in the energy here, but a difference at the same time. At the back of the deck, we have the Four of Earth. So now let's take a look at your oracle card. So spirit guides of my pile number 2s. What is it about them that takes people's breath away? So we have tangerine quartz with the solar plexus chakra and Shakti card 5. Interesting. And at the back of the deck, we have ammonite with palace and trust. So what is it about you that takes people's breath away? In terms of physical appearances, I'm seeing something about you having a very cute face, first of all, but also very attractive. You have a lot of attractiveness to you. In a way, I think you have that type of attractiveness that makes you stand out in some way. That's what I'm really getting, because in the Four of Air, she has like these bird feathers here that kind of remind me of a peacock. And when I think of peacocks, they're so colorful, they stand out so much. So you have that type of attractiveness that stands out. And with the solar plexus chakra, I think you're going to stand out even more the more you have self-love, the more you know your worth, the more you allow yourself to not be dimmed by others. Because I feel you have a lot of light, but it's about not letting your light be dimmed by others. Number 5 is relating to the 5th house energy, Leo energy. So the 5th house is all about you exploring your self-expression, exploring this type of energy where you allow yourself to also be more creative. Maybe there's something here about creativity that takes people's breath away, or creativity in the way that you dress or the way that you express yourself in some way. I'm seeing an energy here of also romance, dating, something like that, and fun. You know, you having more fun in the world, you being a very colorful, bright person. And I see this type of energy here where you just stand out like that peacock, you know, shows off its feathers. It's not to say that you're someone that shows off, but you're always going to stand out even if you try not to. That's what I see here. But the more you allow yourself to stand out, the more you allow yourself to shine, the more people are going to notice you and the more people's breath are taken away. I'm really getting here, some of you have curly hair or like a wavy hair. Something about that's coming through. Your eyes, definitely. Some of you have very dreamy eyes that is breathtaking. Like I'm seeing brown eyes, but I'm also seeing blue or green. Or like just a color eye, you know, like blue, green, hazel. So like if you have a color eye, you know, people could like to look into your eyes. But if you have brown eyes, there's also something beautiful about your eyes. For all of you, I feel like there's a dreaminess to your eyes. And your side profile is really gorgeous, really handsome. Your eyelashes too. I think a lot of you have nice eyelashes. Some of you have naturally long eyelashes. Some of you, if you ever wear lash extensions, it's very beautiful on you. Or mascara if you wear that. But if not, that's okay. Some of you could also have more of a youthful look to you, and there's something about your jawline showing up too. And I don't know why I'm picking up on collarbone. I don't know why. There's something about the way you dress and like more flowy, romantic kind of clothes look good on you, like when it's flowy. But I'm also picking up on clothes that have a certain type of aesthetic to it. Like, I feel like you're my type of pile that can get away with any type of aesthetic with a magician and the solar plexus chakra next to each other. It kind of gives me this vibe like you can shapeshift between aesthetics, or you can create your own style or create your own type of look that no one has ever seen before. So you could be seen as very innovative, very creative in some way, even if it's not with your look, but just this vibe of innovation, creation is coming through very strongly, and transforming that even more with the snake here. So, like, let's say someone here likes to paint, for example, with the Empress and the Magician could indicate creativity. You know, you could paint something and really transform that talent or gift, or really transform that innovative thing, um, to make it even more. Yesterday, I was watching Tay's video, if you know her channel, and she was talking about your Beyonce era. And Pile One, she was talking about how Dangerously in Love made Crazy in Love. Like, she took that to make Crazy in Love and she expanded that idea. So I'm seeing something like that, almost like you take one idea and you expand it into something even more, transform it into something even more. I feel like you have that type of energy. I'm seeing like Merlin. I'm seeing, what is that guy that touched everything and turned to gold? I'm seeing like that type of effect you have when you create, like you have a creativity, even if it's not to do with art specifically. Because I was even seeing coffee, I was even seeing um just the way you dress. I was seeing a love letter, which I'll get into in a moment. So maybe some of you could have writing skills, um or decorating skills, because I was seeing a home for you reading, like a well decorated home that looks really beautiful, beautiful furniture, something like that is coming through for some of you. Remember, this is a general reading, so only take what resonates. But I like even cooking and baking or doing creative things that have to do with your work or your ideas, something about that is coming through. Maybe even makeup, like I'm picking up on makeup for some of you. And I'm picking up on like you have a nice scent that is breathtaking. More so like makes people almost want to faint, like, oh, it's so nice to smell you. So that's what I'm getting for physical appearances and you in general. Other things I see here, like I said, the home. You could have a beautifully decorated home. I was seeing stairs, a lamp, a home, a door. So all things related to a home. I was seeing sunglasses, like some of you look really good with sunglasses. I was seeing food, like some of you are really good cooks. And like when people come to your home, or if you've ever cooked for certain people, that's coming through. That's breathtaking. Spirit is also showing me a book that's open, like the pages. So you could be seen as very smart, very intelligent, which makes sense because we have a lot of air energy within this pile. And air is all about the mind. So people think you're very smart, very intelligent. And there's a way you have with words. I'm picking up on words. When I saw the love letter, you have a way with words, but you also have a very loving way with your words that can be very romantic or flirtatious. When I'm picking up on like people you've been with romantically, or um, people you've been interested in, or something like that, or someone romantic. But I also pick up on this type of energy where when you speak, it comes through very intelligent. It comes through very, I'm picking up on a flirtatiousness for real. It comes through in a way where you can also speak in a very poetic way that takes people's breath away. And you really speak from your heart with the love letter that I saw with angel wings on it. And you really speak in a way that people feel it's coming from a place of pureness. So people feel you're a pure soul with a really big heart, a heart of gold. And that's something that takes people's breath away. I was also seeing studies. Some of you studied and got good marks in your studies. I was also seeing, because I closed my eyes for a few minutes and saw a bunch of things. Um, I was also seeing loyalty, like the way you're so loyal to others and to those you love, because I mean, you're coming up as the Queen of Water here, the Queen of Cups. So I feel like you're someone with a really big heart. You're someone really generous, really compassionate. And those around you know that you're very connected to your own emotions. And when you create connections with others, they're really, really deep, So I feel that type of energy. And even with the Empress, there is a lot of nurturing energy here. Some of you could be mothers or fathers, and the way you treat your children shows, or I'm seeing some of you have pets, and the way you treat your pet shows, or just the way you treat others as well. Like I'm seeing romantically, I'm seeing friends, I'm seeing loyalty, just the way you treat others with such love is showing up here, and that takes people's breath away. But also people from your past is coming up with the Six of Water, the Seven of Air, Five of Air. So there's a Six of Cups, Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. So I'm picking up on certain people from your past where you treated them so good. Um, you treated them so good. You really did. It was like they were getting, you know how there's like that saying of princess treatment, something like that. They were almost getting king or queen treatment from you. But I don't think they were necessarily giving that back to you. It was like you were giving it to them, but they weren't giving it back to you. And I'm seeing kind of like a storyline here where people from your past didn't necessarily appreciate what you were giving, because you've always had a heart of gold, my pile number twos. And I think because you have such a huge heart, since you have such a huge heart of gold, only the best can be around my pal twos. And I'm not saying that to sound superficial, to sound like egotistical for you, but it's like your energy, your heart is sacred, my pal twos. And only those that are going to really appreciate it and reciprocate that huge love you get to be around you. For one of the piles, I always hear that song, If You Want to Be My Love, by Spice Girls. And it's like people from your past didn't necessarily appreciate what you were giving out. And I feel here this energy of them betraying you or going behind your back and doing certain things and not necessarily giving you the love you deserved, not necessarily giving you or seeing your worth. But what I feel here, I feel this has ended. I don't think this is in your life anymore. I feel like you have transformed your connections, because in the beginning I saw a staircase and it went so high up. So I take that as evolution as well, like, and even with the snake here, you've evolved past that. You've shed that old skin. And I think you started to realize your worth with the solar plexus chakra. You started to realize your worth and remove yourself from situations that are manipulative, liars, cheaters, people that are not giving you that same loyalty that you gave them. And even if it's not that extreme, it's an energy showing up here of betrayal. So could have even been like friends gossiping about you behind your back. It could have been, or just them not giving back to you. That could also be considered a betrayal, because you're giving to them. Well, I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. What I want to say here is I think you've moved past those people. I think you've transformed and grown from these situations, and you healed your self-worth associated to that. And maybe you're still healing, but I see you going through a huge transformational shift. Like with the snake, you've shed your own skin and you've created something different with the Magician and the Empress in your life in terms of your relationships surrounding you. And that's something that's breathtaking about you. Also, what I'm seeing here is this type of energy where maybe you didn't have everything financially starting out your life. I was hearing the song started from the bottom, now we're here. And even if you don't feel like you're fully there in terms of where you want to be financially, I see a huge growth and expansion with the number three and the Empress. The number three always reminds me of growth and expansion and support from our spirit guides. And I feel like in certain places of your life, there was this deep unsatisfaction with the four of air. Well, no, I'm getting. I think I'm confused with these cards. I'm used to the other cards, because these are quite new. Well, if you were unsatisfied in your situation, that's coming through, even though there is no Four of Cups here. But I think you really took some time to. The Four of Swords is about rest, going within. So what I'm getting here is maybe you took some time for yourself to rest in certain relationships in your life, leave that, and kind of like I'm picking up on maybe some of you staying single for a while or resting in terms of your relationships surrounding you, giving yourself time to heal maybe. And then I feel once you were maybe ready, once you've gone through transformations, maybe you created something new within your relationships with the Magician and the Empress, like more nurturing connections. And then in terms of your finances, maybe something about also working on your self-worth transformed your finances in some way, or your home situation in some way, or your stability in some way. Because I'm seeing you being someone really responsible with your money, and I think that's something that also takes people's breath away in some way, because you're really responsible with your money. Even if you have everything, you're really responsible with that. And I feel you're also really generous with those you love, and with people in general. You really care about people in general. Um like I'm seeing maybe if you had a situation where someone was struggling, I see you giving to them, helping them in some way for some of you. And I'm seeing this energy where you maybe didn't have everything for some of you, or you weren't maybe satisfied within your finances, or your home life or your stability. But because of this transformation you went through in your self-worth and this work you've done on yourself, and maybe internal thinking of like, oh, what am I going to do to transform and change this situation? I see this type of energy of more stability coming into your life with the Two of Earth, not only emotionally, financially, home wise. I see it like every place in your life has started to become more stable than it was in the past. And with the Magician, it's like you creating something different. The Empress is growing within financial wealth, but also growth in general. You know how I saw the stairs? The stairs is evolution. So it's like I see people seeing you evolve different aspects of your life. Maybe even your health. I'm seeing your health too, and like eating healthier, exercising more, something like that. You look more healthier, or even if you haven't done anything to your health, maybe you just looking more happy has made you have like this internal glow. I feel this kind of energy of you going through a certain type of glow up within your life, and internally, mentally healing, emotionally, like an internal and maybe physical glow up. And even if you don't see it that way, I'm seeing like to look at your life where it was in the past with the Six of Cups, and look where it is now, and look at the transformations you've gone through. That is what takes people's breath away. So this is what I have for you, pile 2. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number 3s. If you chose the shell and the Four of Water, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what is it about you that takes people's breath away. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. So We're going to be using the Good Tarot as well as the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. But before we get started with your reading, I'd just like to thank and give a quick word to today's sponsorship, Keen. Many of you have asked me recently for personal readings, but unfortunately I'm not available for any right now. So I have brought you the next best thing, Keen. Keen connects you with gifted psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers like myself who are available 24 hours a day. So you can always get a reading whenever it suits you. All you have to do is create an account and you'll be able to choose from the hundreds of readers who are online right now. These readers each have unique specialties designed to provide a deeper understanding of your situation. You can choose whichever reader best suits your needs, and you'll be able to connect with them via phone call or text chat. Getting confirmation or a second opinion from someone who can give you a straightforward answer is always best. And as a tarot reader, I can tell you that it is very hard reading tarot for myself sometimes, as sometimes it doesn't make sense or is unclear. So even I resort to Keen. So let me tell you a little bit about some of my recent experience on Keen. I asked about my love life with my person. She explained to me how devoted he is and that our connection is only getting stronger and better, helping us to build a strong foundation that will only deepen moving into the holidays. She also mentioned us making future plans together no later than February, lol. But we've already started, so I'm very excited to see what unfolds then. She also mentioned that he's very loyal towards the ones he loves and that he doesn't even know what he did to get so lucky to be with me. She mentioned that I changed his world and that he feels like a little kid around me, which is so cute. Lastly, she said that she can see me getting married with him in the future and us having a home together where everyone will always gather together. The love reading I got was very beautiful and sweet, and every detail mentioned was so accurate and on point. Though you can get any type of reading from these readers depending on what you are looking for. I'm so grateful for the reading I got from Keen through their amazing and gifted psychic tarot readers. That's why it's still best to get a personal psychic reading because it is directed only to your energies. Now here's your chance to get a personalized reading from Keen. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 10 minutes for only $1.99, which is up to $99 in savings. Go to trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description to save big on your first reading. Thank you, Keen, for bringing this beautiful opportunity and for sponsoring today's video. That's trykeen.com/psychic-siren-tarot or click the link in my description box below to get your own personalized reading today at a huge discount. So getting back to your reading, let's start out with your tarot cards. So spirit guides of my pile number 3s. Spirit guides of my pile number 3s. What is it about my pile number 3s that takes people's breath away? We have the 5 of Earth showing up second. We have the 7 of Water. We have the Moon. So interesting. I saw a vision of a moon, so that's a huge confirmation. We have the 8 of Water. We have the 6 of Earth. We have the High Priestess. Love that. We have the Tower. What is it about pile? We have the 5 of Water. Oh my gosh. Queen of Wands at the back of the deck. Queen of Fire. I'll explain to why I say oh my gosh, because I got some visions for you and some songs for you. And it was the Queen of Wands song. I'll tell you about it in a bit. Let me just get all your cards out. So there's huge synchronicities here in your reading. So what is it about my pile 3s that takes people's breath away? So we have Fluorite with Asterion and Introspection, card 15. Kind of feel like, intuitively, I feel I need one more card from this deck. So we have Spirit Quartz, Chiron, and Healing card 33. I'll fix this in a bit. At the back of the deck, we have Red Jasper with Etman Star and Conviction. So the song I heard for you was Queen of Wands by Kai Nalu. When I was about to start your reading, I kind of got some visions for you and some songs for you. We'll look into it in a moment. But that clarification of the Queen of Fire at the back of the deck, the Queen of Wands, tells me it's true. So you have this Queen of Wands energy to you, and I feel like what is it about you that takes people's breath away? Firstly, I'm seeing that you're seen as very sexy, very hot. Queen of Wands energy to me is a person that embodies that type of energy. I'm seeing some here that are more of a voluptuous body type. And the reason I say that is because we have the moon here. And the moon always reminds me of like, how the moon is round. So when I see that, I think of feminine energy and Cancer. And when I think of Cancer risings, I think of voluptuousness. So I see that for some women here, and I see some of you being more petite. So I see opposite energies here. So I see some being like more voluptuous, some more medium body size, or I see some being like slim but curvy, or I see some being more dainty. Um, or I see some being more dainty. And with Queen of Wands energy, it's very sexy, very hot, very magnetic. And I also saw gymming. So like for my men that are watching, you could look like you gym a lot. I was seeing like heavy weights. And for my women that are watching, you could also have a very physically fit looking physique, or even if you don't gym or exercise, you could just look really healthy within your body. Your skin could look really healthy and glowy too. And I was seeing fire energy like in candles and lots of candles. So there is this type of vibe to you that is so glowy, like a candlelight. You have a lot of this energy of being someone that shines in some way, that inspires people in some way. And we'll get more deeper into that in a bit. But I really feel this energy too of you having an amazing sense of fashion style or sense of self-expression that comes through very magnetic and very breathtaking in a way. And I think there's something about you that gives off this warm energy within who you are. You have a lot of warmth, and people feel that when they get to know you. I'm also seeing a beautiful smile clairvoyantly and beautiful laughter. Like people love to make you laugh because it just takes their breath away. And Spirit was exaggerating a little bit, but Spirit was showing me, someone. I don't know if you've ever seen those memes where someone is like bending over and their lungs are showing and they're sort of like having a heart attack. But Spirit was showing it to me in a jokey way. I know that's not something to joke about. Um, but I don't know if some of you have more of a dark humor, or if some of you are just really funny, or like if when people look at you, you're so breathtaking that it makes them like kind of want to faint and like hold their breath, like, oh my gosh, like what are you doing to me? Like that type of energy. So yeah, that was what I was seeing. I don't know. I know that's something to not laugh about, but anyways, I'm also getting this vibe of you having an enchanting kind of look to you, because when I closed my eyes, I was seeing an enchanted mirror. So there's something about you having this type of look to you that is a little bit more hypnotizing, that is a little bit more enchanting, where it's like people almost feel like they're a little bit under your spell. Which makes sense because I mean we have the Siren here in the Four of Water, and you know how sometimes people will say sirens put people under their siren spell. I definitely feel that from you. Like you have that effect on people, not that you're actually putting spells on them, but you get what I mean. There's also something about you that smells really good. Some of you have a really sweet scent to you, that is really delicious. People describe it as delicious. Okay. I was also seeing watches, jewelry, things like that that could take people's breath away in some way. And if you're really funny, or if you've ever had certain people around you where I think you're just more of a light-hearted person, where like I'm seeing certain friendships where you two are laughing together and you maybe say something or they say something and you two are laughing where you can't breathe. Like that's how much you laugh. So there's something about that coming through. I'm also seeing nails and pedicures, or you just have really nice hands, or really like clean hands or clean feet, like and toenails and like nail polish, like I was seeing that, or just very clean nails, or some of you have nice nails if you get your nails done. I was seeing that, and that takes people's breath away. I was physically clairvoyantly seeing someone walk, and they're walking and they're so attractive that people are whispering and being like, oh, look at that person over there. So I'm seeing that type of energy. So, this is a very physically attractive pile where people almost like fall head over heels in love with you. Maybe not in love, but you get what I mean. I feel like you're that type of attractive pile where people will say they've fallen in love at first sight, even though it's not love, because I don't believe in love at first sight, because you can't just love someone based off their physical appearance. But I do feel that energy from you. And from you, I feel like people feel a really good energy from you. Like when I started your pile, I was getting goosebumps in your energy. And whenever I get goosebumps in someone's energy, they just have a really good energy, a really good vibe overall. People see you as very warm, very fun to be around, very much like happy go lucky. You inspire a lot of people. You're someone really independent too, and that takes people's breath away. Um, and I think you give off this very confident look in yourself. Like you look very confident, you look very courageous within like expressing yourself, and within this type of energy where I see you being more of your true, authentic self in the world. And that's something people really like about you. And that's something that takes people's breath away, because it's not something people see often in people. Because I see you kind of boldly expressing yourself in that sense. And people just feel you have a really good energy where a lot of people want to be around you, where a lot of people want to be in your circle and just like be friends with you, because you just have this very warm and inviting energy. And like I said, your smile is coming through a lot, your laughter, your warmth. You just radiate a glow from within. Since I was seeing a watch, that could also include time management, you being on time, or with the high priestess here, you always being at places at the right time, or it seems like you always do things at the right time where um intuitively, like it was guided. Does that make sense? Like let's say I'm seeing someone here be creative with the Queen of Wands at the back of the neck. Um or like someone here like many different things with the Seven of Water, be multi-passionate in some way. And I'm seeing this type of energy where maybe you create something, and as soon as you create that, it was the right moment to create that, because maybe that becomes a trend. Or like even if my example doesn't resonate, I'm seeing it like that. Or maybe with the high priestess here and the moon, a lot of you are very intuitive, very connected to that mystical side of you. So maybe some of you actually have public platforms, or are actually tarot readers. That may not resonate for everyone, but for one or two people. And I'm seeing some here that have that type of look to you where people find you very photogenic. So I'm seeing some here that have that type of look to you, or have that type of energy where you could have a public platform. And I'm seeing like some of you have that type of look to you where you could be like an Instagram baddie, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. And that's what people have said about you, because I feel like a lot of people like to spill the tea on you. That's what I was seeing clairvoyantly. And people like to talk about you and whisper about you and talk about you. You have that type of energy where people are just very interested in your life and what's going on in your life. And they just like talking about you. You're that interesting person. And you also have that warm type of energy where if you were to have some kind of public platform, I'm seeing someone maybe post something about their life and healing, or I'm seeing someone maybe post about art, or I'm seeing someone maybe post about their dogs or their cats, or make funny videos, or I'm seeing someone maybe post about going to the gym and eating healthy and like making their food and stuff like that. I'm also seeing self-love posts. So I don't know if some of you have public platforms that will not resonate with everyone, but that's what I'm seeing. Specific message. With the Seven of Water, I feel like some of you are very multi-passionate about different things, or you have very big dreams and goals that you want to achieve, that you want to go after. And there could be many different things you want within your life that you feel your soul calling you towards, if that makes sense. And it's like I see some people or a lot of people actually rooting for you in that sense. Or even some of you have achieved some of your wishes or dreams already, or some of you are starting to go after that, and that's currently taking people's breath away. Or if not, that could be a future thing that I'm seeing, like, when you do go towards your dreams and wishes and the things you do want and bring it into your reality, it could really inspire people, and it could really take people's breath away in a sense, where I feel like you are already inspiring people because you are a dreamer. That's what I'm seeing from your energy, where you want to go after the things you want and you're not afraid. You have that boldness, that courage to do that. Even when your physical reality doesn't show signs that, yes, this is right, with the moon, if your intuition is telling you and calling you towards that, that's a sign. That's a sign that you're meant to go after that, if that makes sense. Also with the High Priestess, I'm really being drawn to her freckles and her eyes and her lips. So you could really have that type of beautiful face or handsome face or attractive face. Um, Hair too, yes. I'm also seeing this vibe of your intuition taking people's breath away very strongly, because we have the moon and the high priestess. So some of you are just really intuitive, where I see you maybe saying something and then it comes true, or like maybe saying something to your friends like, I don't really trust that person, their vibe is off, and then it comes true. Or maybe saying, I'm going to do this in the future and it comes true. It kind of gives me that vibe. Or maybe sometimes you just say things to people where you don't realize it's an intuitive message for them, and then they feel it. Or I see, if you are a reader or you do work in the spiritual realms, I mean, even here with healing, people could think you have a lot of healing energy, where you're able to kind of like be there for people and understand what they're going through emotionally and help them go towards the path that they're really meant to be on. Help them look within in a way where you're not maybe giving them all the information, but maybe giving them the right pointers of where to look. Um, to really put them on the right path. Even if you're not a reader, I feel like you just have that effect when people talk to you. It kind of feels like they start going within and they start understanding themselves deeper, because you're someone really authentic to yourself. It's very easy to be that way around you, because I feel people being inspired by you not only, but also by your light. And when they see you doing that, even if you don't give them advice, they start to naturally do that too. or people just around you, they start to go within and they start to transform themselves and look within and find out what it is they are dreaming of and what it is their soul really wants, what it is their soul hungers for. Like, I feel like my stomach keeps growling during your pal, which is pretty weird because I'm not actually hungry. But it's like, I feel you are able to follow what your desires are and focus on that with fluorite here and bring it into your reality by focusing on that, putting your time and attention towards what it is you want, whether it be love, whether it be your goals, whether it be your physical fitness and health, or your actual soul's calling and purpose. I see some of you getting in touch with that, even if you haven't yet. I see that in the future. So keep in mind these readings can sometimes show future things. I've sometimes seen that in readings where I'm like, this is the person I'm turning into. So I see you going through a huge transformation, if that hasn't happened already, because I saw a butterfly. And I feel like you inspire people through each aspect of your life, whether it be you trusting your own intuition, whether it be, you going after certain goals of yours and focusing on that, even if you don't see physical signs of, yes, this is working out, but you keep focusing on it until it becomes something stable within your life, or whether it was you going on your own healing journey and healing from certain things that went wrong in your life. Because with the tower here, I don't think you've had an easy life. I think maybe you've had certain chaotic moments in your life that really disappointed you, or certain things that fell apart where maybe you expected it to go better, um, or certain traumas or pain you've went through, certain disappointments. But I see you healing from that. I see you taking back your power. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So keep in mind that the wounded healer first heals themselves and then they're able to heal others with that. So with the aid of water, I see you walking away from that, leaving that energy behind, and I felt a heavy weight on my back. So I see like this energy of leaving that emotional baggage there and healing from it, leaving it in the past, but healing from it and finding the pearls of wisdom within your soul. Finding the treasures within your soul after the healing, finding the treasures within life after the healing. I feel you've grown with 33 here. You've grown, you've expanded, and that's something that really inspires people and takes people's breath away. Your type of energy of taking people's breath away comes through as inspiring. Because when you're not satisfied with something in your life, you're really going to look within and find out, why am I not satisfied here? Do I need to change something? Do I need to bring something in? Do I need to put more effort and focus on something else in my life? And that's what's really coming through. And I'm feeling like I saw the book of your story, like the story of your life. I heard the song "The Story of Your Life" by One Direction. I'm not sure what song it's called, but I was seeing the book open and then heard the story of your life. So there's something about your life story that inspires people in some way, that takes people's breath away in some way. I also feel I'm seeing jewelry. I don't know if I mentioned that. I was seeing an heirloom or inheritance or something like that, and also inspiring and making your loved ones proud, or passed on loved ones or spirit guides. I was also seeing a fuck it era. Sorry for my language, but I was seeing a middle finger and like you sort of like taking back your power from certain people that didn't treat you right or didn't necessarily appreciate you, or you kind of being in your villain era or boundaries era where you're like, fuck it, I'm doing what I want. I was seeing that. I think it will resonate differently with everyone here, or it may not resonate with everyone. And I feel like what is most important here is your beautiful heart, though, too, because I feel like you have a really beautiful heart. I feel like you're really loyal towards the ones you love, and you've created a lot of independence within your own life. You're also someone really generous and loving, and when you really share that love with others, it's really deep, and that's also something people see in you that takes people's breath away, because when you connect to people, it's really on a deep level. It's not just the surface. And yes, we can go to the surface and be more playful and have more light-hearted conversations and have more fun conversations. I feel like people have had a lot of fun times with you that's taken their breath away, but also the way they see you connecting to those around you really deeply, and being so generous towards the ones you love. And really, I see some people in your life where you've really put your focus on them. You've really made them a priority in your life, and the way you love them shows. But all these things I've mentioned are what takes people's breath away. There's a lot of things with your pile, but I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!